يعني في البداية بناء
This is a film about a group of 6 musicians who travelled to Palestine to bring music as a form of relief to young people living in the West Bank. We travelled overnight from Amsterdam, and after long interrogations in Amsterdam and Tel Aviv airports, we arrived in Jerusalem, checked into a youth hostel outside the Damascus Gate. From here, we would travel up into the West Bank to the city of Nablus to work in refugee camps, and then on to the village of Jayus, which lies on the border between Palestine and Israel.
When you travel in the West Bank, you have a series of checkpoints where soldiers from Israel control who goes through. So you can't go through those in a car or a vehicle of any kind. So you take a taxi from point A to point B. You get out, you walk through the checkpoint where they look at your passport, and then you get back into another taxi to go to point C. It makes the time of a journey often much longer than it should be.
يعني في البداية بناء
This is one of the checkpoints where we were refused entry. You can just about see Yiska in the distance trying to persuade the soldiers to let us in.
No. We will.
That's just 2 out of 4. We're still good. After attempts at several different ways of entering Nablus, we ended up at the main checkpoint called Hawara checkpoint.
Hawara checkpoint is normally a miserable place where people line up, waiting often for hours to get either into Nablus or out of Nablus. We also had to wait for hours.
Very good.
It was tentative at first because we weren't sure how the soldiers would react, or the Palestinians.
But in the end, it seemed to quite change the atmosphere. Here you see a man in a suit who is waiting to go into Nablus to be married. He's sitting there with his bachelor party, waiting for approval to go through the checkpoint to enter. This day he was denied entrance, and he had to turn around and go back to where he came from. did enter Nablus city, just as the sun was setting. And the people from Project Hope invited us up on the mountainside to have a beautiful view over the city, to meet some more people, and of course, play some more music.
Nablus used to be a large centre for trade, but the checkpoints are making this very difficult. There is currently huge unemployment in the city.
Vi o teu braço acenando entre as velas já soltas. Dizem as velhas da praia que não voltas. São
Here we finally arrived at our first workshop where we were formally supposed to play music for children. A small room inside of a refugee camp, piled full of children.
Army have just invaded the camp, but it's at the other side, so we'll keep on going.
Walking through the refugee camp was quite an experience because you really feel the immense population in this small area.
And we were quickly surrounded by lots of children mainly. The Israeli army aren't too fond of this, as they can find large crowds of people threatening. Oh yes, we were walking into Palestinian camp, and after about 100 metres we turned back. I saw asked someone, why did we turn back? And said, oh, demonstration. I thought, okay, we don't want to be caught up in a demonstration. And we got back here over lunch. I said, where was the demonstration? And well, it turned out we were the demonstration. There's so many kids coming up around us.
Beautiful, beautiful, yeah,
This workshop was abruptly cut short. There had been 2 or 3 explosions in nearby streets, and Israeli military jeeps were driving through. Gunfire was also not far away. By this time, many of the children had already run off to see what was happening or to throw stones at the military. This type of event occurs on a daily basis in Nablus in Palestine. Good morning.
Not now. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm waking up.
You sleep enough?
I don't know what time is it.
7:30.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. You ready for another day?
Yeah.
How's your voice?
Right now?
Es ist ja meine Nachbarin, ein allerliebstes Mädchen, wie früh ich dich entdeckt habe, ein allerliebstes Mädchen.
This Schubert love song was really popular. We were really surprised by the reaction, and Tiago, he always gave a flower to some special person in the audience.
Ein allerliebstes Mädchen, wie früh ich dich entdeckt habe, ein allerliebstes
On the outskirts of the Askar refugee camp, the city has an amazing appearance, with parts of it being completely run down and brand new buildings next to them. It was always a trick moving 6 musicians, 6 instruments, plus all the volunteers from Project Hope around the city. Sometimes in 2 taxis, sometimes in 3, and sometimes in just 1 big taxi.
Is it cool?
It's perfect. It's really wonderful.
Was it worth 5 hours at the checkpoint?
Worth more.
Saxophone. Saxophone. Oh. Saxophone. Saxophone. Saxophone.
Trombone.
Trombone!
Trombone.
Trombone!
Trombone.
Trombone!
Trombone.
After asking the children to conduct the musicians playing different pieces of music, it kind of evolved into a place where some of the children thought of a new way of communicating the sound they wanted us to make. It was quite amazing.
Okay, I want to say hi to all people who live in Amsterdam and in your university, and big kiss from me, from Nablus, to all people in Amsterdam. And we invite all people in Amsterdam to visit us here in Nablus and to enjoy together in the time and to be happy together and to exchange everything with us.
Can I have
Oh, you made the tea, Sam. Wicked.
It's
very special tea.
No, I put na'na
Is that a metal?
and some kind of Palestinian flour.
I want some.
Ah, but it's a secret.
Somebody will need the cup from the kitchen.
I can get
You know what's that, man?
This is Palestinian cup for Palestinian tea. We put some kind of flowers and it's very delicious, but it's hot at the same time.
بيطلع شيء مش بيخزي فوق اللي بيخزي.
You're gonna miss Nablus?
Yeah, a lot. I'm gonna miss the kids and the people. It's been really fun. Big experience, but it's not over yet. Be careful.
That's right.
Be careful, Sam. Yes, yes.
So far, I liked his last tricks a lot. Yeah, I will remember them all. I think.
We arrived in Jaus about 2 hours late. This was due to 2 unexpected checkpoints we had to pass on the way. But when we arrived in the taxi, there was a big crowd of kids that ran after us, chanting music for music. So this is Jaus. It seems like any simple farming village anywhere in the world. You can feel that sort of relaxed atmosphere. Cattle making noises in the background. Meh. And so a simple place for simple people that want to get on with a simple work. and for some reason there are a couple of obstacles stopping them doing that. What you can see there is the Israeli security fence, a 3 metre high electric fence.